Hello everybody, welcome to EduTap. Let me tell you one very good fact. No matter what amount of preparation you are doing, no matter how much study you are doing, no matter how much efforts you are doing, the moment you are not able to solve your previous year questions, your confidence will reduce. But the moment you are able to solve the previous year questions, your confidence will shoot up. So in this particular video, we will try to check that whether your preparation is going on the right track or not, and if you are able to solve all the previous year question of finance and management appearing in 2022 paper, you are going on the right track. If not, then definitely you will have to check that whether you are doing something right or something wrong. Now let's move forward, but before I move forward, there is one free course which EduTap is providing to you. In this particular free course, the objective is to give you a basic head start, and if you want to check the material of quality material, or you can say the quality of material which EduTap has provided, you can definitely subscribe to this particular free course. What you will get in this free course, you will get the information related to eligibility of RBI Grade B exam, the past pattern, the number of vacancies or the trend of vacancies from the past year. Moreover, you will also get access to my favorite previous year questions which will help you to access that whether you are made for this particular exam or not. Moreover, you will also get strategy and orientation videos for quant, reasoning, English, ESI and FM subjects. So what you are waiting for, please go and check the link which is given in the description of this particular video. You can access this particular course for just ₹0, and this course will give you a basic head start for the preparation of RBI Grade B. Now my friends, just to let you know that the video which we are providing to you was recorded way back in the year 2023 itself, and yes, this video still stands good today. You just have to check all the previous year questions and do let me know your score also. So keep your pen paper ready. The video starts from this particular point of time. Question was directly asked from RBI notifications, or you can also say it RBI website as well, because PIDF, which is Payment Infrastructure Development Fund scheme, which was created by RBI in a lieu of financial inclusion, in a lieu to increase financial inclusion in the nation. And mind you, my friend, PIDF along with other documents like NSFI, NSFE, that is National Strategy for Financial Education and Financial Inclusion, were very much in the news. So we were expecting one question on it. So the question was regarding PIDF, and the main question was regarding this. RBI envisages creating dash lakh touch points every year for digital payment. So you have to identify how many digital payment points were aimed by RBI. So the correct answer for this particular question will be 30 lakhs. So you can read about this particular analysis as well, that this particular question was very much easy in the nature. So if you see the overall coverage of this particular topic, Kritika ma'am has clearly taken this topic under the RBI notification, and this particular question was also there in the marathon series. So this particular question was a cakewalk for all of you, and you should be scoring high on these questions. Now let's move to question number 2. This particular question has been taken from banking awareness. You can also say it as from international banking as well. So dash is a 20-character alphanumeric code used to uniquely identify parties of the financial transaction worldwide. So this particular question was there again in the RBI notifications only, and you can again see Kritika ma'am has covered RBI notification in the best holistic manner as possible. So the answer of this particular question will be legal identity identifier. Now my dear friends, there are different codes, like we have IFSC codes which are used in India. We also have bank identifier code which is used in SWIFT system. So these are very easy type of question, and these act as a low hanging fruit in your exam. So you have to grab them by both the hands. So now let's move to question number 3. Question number 3 was all about under which method of communication the communication flows from top to bottom. So you have to identify different communication methods, and if you see, the answer of this particular question will be scalar chain. Why the answer is scalar chain? If you read about Henry Fayol 14 principles of management, which is discussed under journal management part 1, so you will find that under scalar chain you have a particular flow of command which flows from one from a lower authority to higher authority, and the flow of communication is like this. And if you are coming from higher authority to lower authority, then the flow of communication is downward. So you have to understand this particular principle, which is very much important as well. So this time communication was too much in the news, but although this is not directly taken from communication, this is taken from the 14 principles of Henry Fayol. Again, this particular question was easy, and this is a very basic question, and this is a worldwide famous theorem which was given by Henry Fayol. Now let's come to question number 4. Question number 4 says that MSME plays a very crucial role in the development of Indian economy. In the same regard, what is the small scale industries limit investment wise and turnover wise? Now this particular question is moderate, because if you see September 2021, or even if you go to July or June 2021, that is almost 1 year back, the phase 2 exam date, you will find that the MSME definition was changed, and Kritika ma'am has covered this particular topic under the phenonomic series as well. So you will understand that how each and every topic was covered under different, I would say, elements of the EduTap course. So the correct answer will be 10 crore to 50 crore. So you have to understand that this was one of the most important change which was brought under the MSME condition. So an MSME, mind you, my friends, are a very integral part of the Indian economy. So you have to understand and you have to read regarding MSME in a best holistic manner as possible. So the answer of this particular question was 10 to 50 crore, and it was moderate in nature. Now let's come to question number 5. In which stage of leave-in change management model we see reinforcement strategies practiced by the management? So again, this particular question was moderate in nature, and if you see the organizational change chapter of your course, leave-in change model has 3 stages. We all know: unfreezing, changing, and refreezing. Under refreezing stage, we try to bring an equilibrium in the, I would say, in the change process. We try to make sure that reinforcement activities are followed so that the change which we have taken place are now stabilized. Again, it was a very easy moderate level question, easy to moderate level question rather. So those who have understood the concept, they can easily clear this particular question without any hurdle. And mind you, my friend, this is the direct screenshot which we have taken from your course as well, and this was the exact wording which was used in the question paper as well. So you have to understand the keyword here will be reinforcement. If you are able to guess the keyword over here, then you can easily mark your answer. Now let's come to question number 7, or I would say question number 6 rather, sorry. In an organization, an employee is reliable, dependable, goal-oriented, and cooperative. So these are 4 keywords which you have to identify. Okay, and then the question says that which of the following personality of the employee is reflected as well Big 5 personality model. So you know that Big 5 personality model is also known as Ocean model of personality and perception. So if you are able to understand the Ocean model, and if you are going deep into the Ocean model, then you can easily crack the answer of this particular question, which is conciseness. Now when you are reading about conciseness, you will understand that the Big 5 personality traits are having this I have already explained via Ocean model. And under conciseness, you will understand that there are high level of thoughtfulness, good impulse control, goal oriented behavior as well. And in the notes, if you see, we have clearly given you that if you are high on conciseness, then you will have this then you will have a certain features, and if you are low on conciseness, then you will have certain features. So this is the screenshot which has been again directly taken from your notes only, and which clearly says that high conciseness people are organized, they are mindful of the detail, they are also goal oriented, and they will also have a particular quality of being dependable. So you will have to understand and you will have to mark your answers accordingly. Now let's come to question number 7. As per the recent developments in financial market, what is the FPI limit on corporate bonds? So this is again a very famous RBI notification which was in the news in February 2022. So this is around 6 months only when it comes to the phase 2 paper. Now the correct answer here will be 15%. So this question was again covered in our marathon series as well. So this is the exact screenshot which I have given for you, and clearly mentioned that it's 15% for corporate bonds, and there are certain categories as well, and you can read accordingly. So yes, this particular question was moderate in nature because again RBI notifications are pretty tough to comprehend. That's why we have kept it under moderate level. Now let's come to question number 8. in the most general language, blaming one unethical behavior is called as. So this particular question has been taken from ethics. Now, my dear friend, being very frank to our student, this particular question was not covered in our course. Why? Because ethics is a very wide variety, and we are still making our best efforts to cover all the concepts of ethics. So if you see, the correct answer of this particular question will be displacement of authority. Under displacement of authority, you will blame other people for their own unethical behavior. So it's like also known as bystander effect. So what bystander do is he doesn't take the responsibility, rather he shifts the responsibility to the other person. More importantly, the answer will be displacement of authority, and this was the one question which was, I would say, moderate to tough level, and this is the first question in a 10 marker which you could have used to completely avoid it. But if you are using different books, or you can see different standard books, then you can easily score this particular question as well. So now let's come to question number 9. Identify the form of communication when messages flows from all the level of organization under which communication of messages crosses all the level of hierarchy present in the organization. A very easy question. We all know that our diagonal communication is also known as crosswire communication. So if the communication messages are flowing through all the hierarchical level, then it will be termed as diagonal, which is also known as crosswire communication. So this is the flow of messages which flows via under diagonal and under crosswire communication. So this was again a very low hanging fruit for all of you. So you have to grab these two fruits, or I would say certain fruits, to score maximum. Now let's come to question. This is the screenshot which has been directly taken from your course. Question number 10. So this was again a part of your import and export policy. If you are reading EXIM policy, EXIM, sorry. Okay, so if you are reading EXIM policy or reading foreign trade policy, although this particular question was very much in the news when it comes to September 2021. There's a story is behind regarding Director General of Foreign Trade in India, DGFT, it is known as DGFT. They are pushing all the export companies to update their import and export code. So under import and export code, those fraudulent exporters which are not updating their addresses, their residential addresses, their bank accounts, were forced by DGFT to update their details. So that's why this particular code was very much in the news. So if you see, the question was regarding import and export code is mandatory and applicable to which of the following institutions. So the answer was HUF, sole proprietors, limited liability partnerships, and partnerships. Now if you see, this particular question was worth taking the risk. You can take the calculated risk over here, because if you see, if they have given you the term of LLP and partnerships, so if you see, LLPs are a mix of partnership and as well as a company. So if it applies to partnership, then it will definitely apply to the LLPs as well. That's why you have to understand the concept of taking calculated risk. And mind you, my friend, many of my friends who have appeared in this particular paper, they do not know this particular code, but they have taken the calculated risk and they have marked their answer as all of the above, and this is the correct answer. So in certain topics, even if you don't know about this particular question, you could attempt this particular question by using certain knowledge, and you can also gain this particular crucial marks as well. So now let's move to the 2 markers. So this was the overall summary regarding the 10 markers, and mind you, my friends, 7 to 8 out of 10 were easily scoreable, and you could have easily hit I would say your answer with 100% confidence in certain question. Although in some questions like import and export code, your confidence level could decrease to 85%. But mind you, my friend, you have to take risk. Then only you will be able to redeem good profits. So again, I would like to tell you this particular point, that 7 to 8 marks was really very easy, and you could have scored 7 to 8 bang on. Now let's come to question. We will now discussing the 2 markers. So the first question was regarding organizational behavior. So you might have studied chapter 10 in your course, which is fundamentals of OB, which is a very basic level chapter. It could have you could have read that particular chapter even after phase 1, and you could have understood, and you could have also revised that particular chapter many times, because it's a very basic chapter. Just reading or seeing videos is very much helpful in the first go. Now, the first question was regarding how many levels are there under the organizational behavior. So we all know that the scope, under scope of organizational behavior, we have three levels, which is individual, organization, and team levels. So this is a very, very easy concept and a low hanging fruit. Crucial 2 marks could have been gained if you could have studied just this particular diagram, which is again taken from your course as well. So this is again a very easy question, and the answer of this particular question will be 3. Moving on the same line, question 12 was also formed. Identify the level. So there are 3 levels we have just discussed. Identify the level at which employees' motivation, personality, and job interest are studied. Now, if you just do the journal reading, the answer will be individual level. Okay, under individual level only you will be understanding the qualities of that particular employer. So that's why the answer was A. Mind you, my friends, if you are reading that particular topic in deep, it's really very good. But even if you are not reading in deep, then you can apply your knowledge and you can also deduce your answer via logics. This is an clear example where even if you are not able to remember the exact wording of that question, it's okay. But the logic prevails. So if you apply the logic, you could have easily marked your answer as A. So the answer of this particular question will be individual level. And mind you, my friend, this is the exact wording which has been mentioned in your question as well. Studied from personality, motivation, interest, and attitudes of an individual. So this is really very crucial that you are understanding the logic behind that particular question. Now again, a very easy question, which is question number 13. With regards to above mentioned paragraph, which of the following option identify the concept which explain the heterogeneous composition of an employer organization in terms of age, gender, language, ethnic, educational, and marital status? So again, this is a very easy question and the answer will be workplace diversity. Under workplace diversity, I will be making sure that employees of different religion, employees of different caste, employees of different races comes and make your organization complete. So this is a very easy concept, and even if you have not studied this particular concept, you could have marked your answer. Or if you are a student of EduTap, then this particular question was again a low hanging fruit for you, and you could not miss your answers and you could not miss your marks over here, because these are certain very easy question and you have to accept these question by both hands. Now this is the set of 3 questions which was asked on OB, that is fundamentals of organizational behavior. And mind you, my friend, these all 3 questions were easy. If you are studying fundamentals of OB, then you will study the features, you will study the levels, you will also study the different characteristics, the different branches. So all this is a very basic level and you could have easily answered such questions. Now let's move to question number 14, my friend. Now this particular question has been taken from corporate governance. Now many people do not study corporate governance, they take corporate governance on a very lighter note, they do not understand the overall relevance as well. Now if you see on the basis of CSR is a world famous, I would say not world famous, an Indian famous law. Like IBC, we have insolvency bankruptcy code, we have also GST. So you must be understanding that CSR is also very much in the news because there were certain provisions which was changed regarding CSR. So question which is coming on CSR, it is very much, I would again say, low hanging fruit for you, because they have just checked your basic knowledge. They have not gone that much into the deep. They have just taken one single paragraph. I think they have directly taken it from EduTap only, and they have made 4 different questions on CSR. So on CSR there were 8 questions. There were 4 questions. So each question was of 2 marks. So there was 8 marks on offering when it comes to CSR. So now let's discuss question number 14. As per section 135 of Companies Act, every company having a net worth of dash rupees of crore must be eligible for CSR securities. The answer will be 500 crore. Now my dear friend, I have not kept this particular question under the easy level, because if we put it as a easy, then it is very much debatable, I would say, because many people take corporate governance as a, I would say, as a granted subject. That's why I have kept it under moderate category. But those students who are also appearing for SEBI, PFRDA, for them it's like a very easy question. Okay, we all know that they have to do a CSR of 2%. So these are certain very easy, I would say, topics which could have made a difference between the topper and those people who are not selected in the interview phase. So these are certain very easy questions. Now the first question was regarding the net worth of the CSR company. So the answer will be 500 crore. Now this is the exact paragraph under which RBI has framed question worth of 8 marks. If you see, this is the exact paragraph which has been mentioned under your corporate governance chapter of management. Now moving ahead to question number 15, being on the same lines of CSR, they have asked you the net profit. There is a turnover limit as well, but it was mentioned in the question. Now when it comes to the net profit, yes, the answer will be 5 crore. And mind you, my friends, that this particular topic is again very much, I would say, in the news. Topics like GST, topics like IBC, topics like different I would say master circulars of say which are released or updated by RBI in last 1 year are a must do thing for RBI 2023 as well. So now if you see, the next question was also based on CSR only, that is question number 16, that you have to identify the total number of independent directors which are there, and you will also have to identify how many directors are there under the CSR committee. So the question was given in blanks. The question was regarding this. According to SEBI, companies eligible for CSR shall constitute a CSR committee of a board consisting that and dash many directors. So you have to identify how many directors are there. The answer will be 3. There are 3 directors which are there under the CSR committee, and the same is given in your notes as well under chapter corporate governance. Now moving on the same lines, question 17 says that how many independent directors should be there. So first they are asking you the number of directors, and then they are asking you the number of independent directors. So the answer of this particular question number will be 1, because there should be 3 directors. Out of that, 1 should be an independent director. So you have to understand that how they are making different questions based on some very popular laws, based on some very popular events which are going under the Indian corporate governance, going under the Indian financial markets, as well as going under the world. So this is really very crucial to understand. Now this again, I would say, again when we are moving ahead towards question number 18 now, again this is a very easy question for all of you to crack. We have, even in our LPS session, even in our YouTube session, we have revised the commercial paper limit like multiple times, and we have also revised different T-bills, different certificate of deposits limit multiple times. So those people who are missing, or those who are getting different answers, or those who are getting different wrong answers, I would say rather, are losing very much marks over this particular domain. Even the classes which was taken by me itself in the LPS, that is live practice sessions, we have revised this limits like multiple times. Okay, so now when it comes to commercial paper, there was 4 questions which was asked. First question is regarding the minimum number of days via which a commercial paper can be issued. So we all know that commercial paper can be issued for 7 days minimum, and maximum can be 1 year. Okay, so you have to understand this particular concept. Then if you move on to the same lines, this is the screenshot which I have directly taken and pasted from the notes only. So CP was introduced in the year 1990. We all know that this particular fact. We also know that CP is a type of an unsecured promissory note. You also know that CP is issued for minimum 7 days to 1 year. Although for financial institutions, the CP can be issued for minimum 1 year to 3 years, but that particular condition was not mentioned in your question. So now let's move to question number 19. Commercial paper can be issued for maximum duration of, here we all know the answer will be 1 year. Okay, but in the options they have given you days wise. They have given 366, 365, 150, 225, and this. So the correct answer will be 365. So you have to understand that it's not a leap year. Okay, so that's why the answer will be B, that is 365 days. So this is again, I would say, low hanging fruit. Just revise your concepts as much as possible. Trust on EduTap, trust on the different facts which we have given on EduTap, and you will be able to score as much high as possible. Now let's come to question 20. In India, commercial paper are issued in denominations of dash multiples. Again, a very easy question. It's issued in 5 lakhs or above. Okay, again, very easy question. Hardly it would have taken less than 30 seconds. So if you are saving your time over these questions, then you can invest your time in those questions which require some logical conclusions. So this is the strategy which you should follow in your mock test as well, or you should follow in your different exam scenarios as well. Save your time in easy question and invest your time when the question is difficult. Now let's come to question number 21. Commercial paper in India are issued in India in which of the following forms? The question is very clear. You have to identify in which forms the commercial paper are issued. The answer will be promissory note. The correct word should be unsecured promissory note, but they have just given promissory notes, so we have to accept that only. And mind you, my friend, many people are saying it's P notes. Many people are saying the answer of this particular question should be participatory notes. No, participatory notes are issued for FPIs, or you can also say FIIs, foreign institutional investors who do not want to register themselves with SEBI. They can still invest in India by not registering themselves with SEBI, and they can invest that particular amount into India via FPI or FII routes. So there is a very big difference when it comes to participatory notes and commercial paper. Domains are very much different when these two terms are coined. So again, this was a very easy question. You could have scored 8 marks on commercial paper easily. They have just asked you the minimum, they just asked you the maximum, they have just asked you the multiples, and they have just asked you the form or type. 8 marks were like very much easy. And if you see corporate governance as well, if your revision is good, then 16 marks of paper was like in your kitty. And if you include the 3 question of your corporate governance as well, add 6 more, then your 24 marks of, or I would say not 24, it will be 22, sorry, 22 marks of paper was your in your kitty, and it was really very much easy, and it could boost your confidence as well, and it could make your selection confirm when it comes to the interview call. Now let's come to question 4. Now this was a particular question which was tough. Now if you see in last 1 year, RBI has come out with a different outsourcing activities norm for cooperative banks. They have even come out with outsourcing activities related to, I would say, IT, that is information technology. They have also released outsourcing norms for our payment banks, small finance banks as well. So this was very much in the news regarding cooperative banks, payment banks and small finance bank. Even to some extent IT, that is information technology, was in the news because RBI said that you cannot just outsource your IT activities so easily. You have to make a periodic review as well. So being on the same lines, RBI used its, I would say powers, and they dig out deep into their 2005 notification. So if you see outsourcing activities for banks, I am talking about scheduled commercial banks over here. These guidelines were issued in 2005, but the word outsourcing was repeated by RBI in different domains. So you have to understand that how outsourcing word was used under cooperative banks, how it was used under information technology, how outsourcing word was used under small finance banks and payment banks. But the same is used by RBI under scheduled commercial banks, and the guidelines for outsourcing for scheduled commercial banks was released in 2005. Now that's why I have kept this particular question under the tough category, and it was really very tough. You could have easily skipped this question, but mind you, my friends, there are many different techniques via which you can solve this particular question. Now let's see the answer of this particular question. Typically, the question number 22 says that typically outsourced financial services include application processing, loan origin and credit card. And then it was given different sets of options. That was this. Now when it comes to document processing, you might have seen that many of the, I would say, banks, they outsource their document processing to some third agency which is specialized in that particular firm. Now there was also data processing. Data processing means that I will be making sure that all my data is stored under the Indian servers only, but that Indian servers can be, I would say, owned and operated by different companies. SBI will not invest too much on their data servers. They will be outsourcing that. Okay, investment management and supervisory of loans. So if, let's say, if I'm giving my NPA to some ARC, that is asset management company, so they will be doing the supervision of loan. So if you apply, I know that's very very tough when you are sitting in the examination hall and thinking of all this logical discussions, but you have to develop that power in yourself, and you will also have to take, I would say, calculated risk, because if you are taking risk under this particular situation, that definitely means you will be ending way above the cutoff. So the answer of this particular question will be all of the above, because if you read this particular notification, and I have also provided you the link, open it and you will see that how different activities can be outsourced by the bank for saving their cost. So the only reason why I am keeping, why I have tagged this particular question as tough, because it's from 2005. Although this particular question can be moderate level according to some students, but let's keep the journal level of students and mark it as a tough. Question number 23, again, you could have solved this particular question by using your common sense. There are certain activities which cannot be outsourced by a bank. Some of them are A and B. So there was two blanks which was given. Okay, and you firstly they have asked you number of activities which can be outsourced by bank. But now they are asking you number of activities which cannot be outsourced by bank. So mind you, my dear friends, you just have to read the question over here. There was no there was no all of the above. Okay, and if you see option B, core management functions, core management function like KYC, core management function like opening of accounts, core management functions like, let's say, closing of accounts, these are done by bank itself. That's why the answer was core management functions. My dear friend, again, the word core itself is the green signal for you to mark this particular question. So that's why, again, if you are taking calculated risk, 2 marks again was on your kitty, and it was really very easy to answer this question. Question number 24, yes, this particular question can be debatable and can be left altogether. And under such question, when you are not able to think of any logic, then it's definitely good to skip those questions and to play safe. But however, the answer of this particular question was regarding KYC norms. Again, KYC is a very integral part of the, I would say, bank processes. And although this particular question is from current affairs, but if you see banking and financial system, these are certain types of chapters wherein we have covered certain types of master circulars. That's why this particular question has been tagged as static. Although this was not covered under the EduTap course, but there are, I would say, more than 10 master circulars which are covered under this particular chapter, and it's under process only. We will update it accordingly. Now let's come to question number 5, or I would say para 5 rather. Now, again, motivation, communication, leadership, journal management. These are like 4 basic chapters of management, and every student must do these chapters wholeheartedly. You cannot skip anything, because if RBI asks something out of the syllabus, or if they ask something off track, then your chances of selection are in dicey position. Now, if you see, there was some paragraph which was given by Ram. Ram was working under XYZ company, and later he was shifted to ABC company because of the growth prospects. Although this particular question, I have tried to make the exact paragraph, but I think the overall theme is the same. Now, question number 25, as Ram has complained about poor working conditions. So you have to understand, this is a keyword over here, of air conditioner, desk and chair. As plus Keaton-Hertzberg theory, which of the following need of Ram is not met? We all know that Hertzberg has given two-factor theory. Under two-factor, we have two factors, right? The first is hygiene and the second is satisfiers, which are also known as motivating factors. Under motivating factors, you will understand that these are intrinsic factors and these are extrinsic. These are not related to individual's motive, rather these are external factors, and these are internal factors, mind you. So if you are understanding the theme of the question, Ram is complaining regarding the poor air conditioners. He's also complaining regarding the desk. He is also complaining regarding the chair, and the management is not listening to all those different requests. That's why the answer will be hygiene factors, because these are external factors. So this is really very easy question, and this we have covered very much in the detail under the notes as well. Now coming to question number 26, we all know that content theory starts with Maslow, then we move to Aldefer, then we move to David McClellan, then we move to Hertzberg, and then last we stopped, or we can say partial stop at Aldefer theory, and last we also discussed William Uchi. So these are certain very basic theories, and RBI has been asking question on these set only. So if you see this year they have focused on Hertzberg as well as Aldefer. So this particular question has been taken from Aldefer theory only. As Ram shifted from XYZ company to ABC company, this change of job can be explained by which of the following theories of motivation? Now, the answer will be growth needs, that was explained by Aldefer under the ERG theory. Under ERG theory, we all know that it was a copy paste, I would say, improvisation of Maslow theory. Maslow has given 5 needs, so which Aldifer has broken under the 3 needs. So this is a clear diagram. Although due to the poor highlighting, I was not able to explain this, but we all know that under growth needs, I will be looking for my esteem needs and self-actualization needs. So Ram has shifted to that particular company because of that particular company's growth. It's clearly mentioned in the question as well. And if you see the different survey which I have taken from different students, they have clearly mentioned that it has been given that it has huge growth potential. So Ram is shifting to ABC company because of the growth potential. That's why we have the answer as elder for growth companies. Okay. It's nowhere mentioned that Ram is lacking under the money. He is not having food. So that's why the answer will be not existence. Achievement needs of David McClelland is totally different. They want high performance. So that's why there cannot be your answer. Belongingness is nothing mentioned regarding the shifting. So that's why the answer cannot be also belongingness. That's why the correct answer will be D. Now question number 27, my friend. As Ram is a very talented employee, what could ABC company could have provided to Ram so that Ram could be retained back? If ABC at last Ram leaves the organization and he opens his own startup. So why Ram is leaving? Ram is leaving because of 2 reasons. The first is that his own employees under ABC company is not happy with him. Secondly, Ram is also leaving because of a hygiene factors. Now, if you see the options were interpersonal relationships, autonomy, higher pay, social environment. So you can clearly eliminate higher pay because it has nothing to do with the question. It was just given to confuse you. Again, many students are saying the answer should be autonomy. Autonomy cannot be the answer because autonomy deals with the responsibility, it deals with the freedom, it deals with the overall authority of decision making. And all these keywords were not present in the option, not present in the paragraph which was given. That's why the answer cannot be autonomy. But my dear friends, there must be a confusion in your mind that what should be the answer, whether it's interpersonal relationship or it's social environment. See, this is a debatable question, but according to the best knowledge of mine, if you see, social environment is the correct answer because this is a larger subset and it will encompass your interpersonal relationships. So if this is a, let's say, social environment, this particular part will be a part of this particular subset can be said as interpersonal relationships. Okay, so this is how you have to go towards the best alternative. Although this particular question was moderate, but your options can make it tough. Overall, the questions which was asked under the motivation were moderate to easy level. Those who have covered the concepts, those who have revised the concepts, for them it's very easy to choose the correct answer because paragraph was very much easy to understand and it was not that much tough as well. Now let's come to the last set of question, that is from question 28 to 30. A paragraph was given regarding the communication, and mind you my friend, again it was a very easy question, not even easy, it was very easy. Yes, because in communication we have different concepts, right? We study the process, we study the models, we study the types, we study the types of non-verbal, verbal, and the difference between all these components. We study the personal barriers, but the whole communication building, or I would say the whole communication concept, is based on the process of communication, and the process of communication is very easy to understand. There are 7 steps, but that can be extended to 8 steps as well. According to Shannon and Weaver model, there can be 8 steps as well. So now this particular question was regarding that above mentioned passage indicates which of the following aspect of communication. So again, a very easy question, not even easy, I would say it as a very easy. So this particular question was covered in your EduTap notes as well, and the answer will be communication process, because in the passage they have clearly explained you that a message is originating from sender and then it is going to the receiver. It is following different encoding and decoding process as well. So the answer will be communication process, which generally has 7 steps. Okay, so again this has been taken directly from your concept notes. Read the above mentioned passage and you have to identify A, and the next question is regarding B. So let's solve these 2 questions simultaneously. So if you see, the communication cycle refers to the steps which communication takes place between sender and receiver. This process starts with conceptualization of idea, which is also known as by sender. So if you see, the answer will be message over here. So this is the first answer which you will be getting, because first sender has to develop an idea and that particular idea gets converted into a message. So that's why the answer will be of a blank will be message, and then later the process happens. At receiver, at the end of decoding of messages take place, and at last a loop is formed wherein the receiver share dash with this. So again, it's a very basic question. Feedback is the answer, and this is the I would say basic of communication. Again, a very easy question. 6 marks for communication were very doable, and it's very easy. I have already discussed. For blank A, the answer will be message, and for blank B, the answer will be feedback. Again, if you see the overall analysis of the objective mark, my friend, then you could have easily scored 24 to 25, provided that you are using your calculated risk, or you not out of, I would say, not 30. This is 30 questions. You could have easily attempted 24 to 25. Sorry, my bad. Out of total 50 marks, if you are getting 40 to 45 range, then it's really very good, and you are having a very high chance for interview call as well. And if you perform in good in interview, then your selection is short. But if you see the overall analysis, it was easy to moderate, and there was only 3 questions which were tough in nature, but in those questions also you could have easily applied the common sense and you could have got your answer. Now this is the analysis which will be done by Anchit sir. Yes, sir. He will be coming on YouTube, as well as it will be shared in your course as well. Now let's come to descriptive type of questions. So there were 6 questions worth of 75 marks, but according to the norms you only have to do 50-mark question. That is, only you have to attempt 4 questions out of 6. So the first question was regarding long-term repo operations, that is your LTROs. And if you are discussing about LTROs, then you could have also discussed about targeted long-term repo operations as well. So this was a very easy question. If you are reading regarding RBI annual report, if you are following all the current affairs, if you are following what RBI has done to improve the liquidity into the COVID situation, then you could have easily attempted this question and 400 words would have been easily breached. So RBI is not asking many of, I would say, financial difficulties. They are keeping the finance paper as very basic, and it's to the point only. So this is the model answer which we have constructed for you. If you are facing difficulties in writing good question, then this is the way you should have presented your overall approach towards this particular question. First, you could have defined what LTROs is, then you could have defined the objectives of LTROs. Objective means that why RBI is introducing it. Mechanism means that how RBI will be using that particular. And then at the end, you could have easily provided a positive approach that how RBI is making sure that the liquidity remains into the system despite of the COVID pandemic. So this is the overall flow, and again, according to me, this is a moderate level question, nothing much fancy over here. They have just asked you one of the most important measures which was used under the COVID pandemic by RBI. For example, they have also they could have told you to write a short note on GSAP, that is Government Security Acquisition Program, and this is again a very important parameter via which we can judge that what RBI is trying for 2023 as well. Now let's come to now under RBI annual report, my friends. We have clearly disclosed that what TLRs or TLROs are all about. Question number 2, my friends, under the 10 markers, describes India's response under 2008 global financial crisis. So if you see global financial crisis of 2007 and 8 was clearly mentioned in your syllabus. And my dear friends, to my surprise, if you are watching my LPS session, I am not boasting here myself, I have given you a task of making 2 questions of GFC. The first question was regarding that what events led to the GFC. You have to explain that why global financial crisis took place, and in the second question I have clearly told you that you have to describe the India's effort, what was the India's approach toward GFC. So those students who are coming and attending LPS, and I still remember there were 4 students who mailed me their answers, and they have personally thanked me as well over the GFC question. So this is really very important to see that how you have to understand and trust the teachers of EduTap. Hanji, so what was the model answer? A model answer would have been that first you have to describe what GFC is all about, how GFC took place in a very small and quick summary. Now, then you have to divide your answer into two parts. First is the steps taken by Reserve Bank of India and how different components were slashed down. And the second would be that what were the different steps which was taken by the Government of India. So if you combine all this, then 400 words again was a very easy mark to breach. You could have easily done this particular question under I would say I would say less than 25 minutes, because this is the most predictable question in your exam. Coming to question number 3, again this particular question has been taken from your ethics part. How a manager role can be there in ethical behavior. So ethical behavior, this is again a very general question, because you could have easily used your knowledge from corporate governance, you could have easily used your knowledge from ethical principles, and you could have related to the manager's role. Or you could also, if you are reading the model answers which we have provided in your course, we have clearly discussed this particular question with you, that how a board of governors or board of directors are applying their what role is there by board of directors in the corporate governance, or what is the role of board of directors in ethical principles. So you just have to make sure that you are replacing that board of directors with the manager, because these are the people who appoint the manager. So if you understand the overall flow of answer, the first would be you have to describe what is ethics at workplace, what are some good principles, and then you could have linked that to the manager's role, and you could have given 4 to 5 points in your support. And at the end you could have discussed that how these certain principles will help the manager in having a good conducive ethical business environment. Question number 4, my friends, identify the barriers to impersonal or interpersonal communication and how a manager can reduce it. This is again a 15 marker of 600 words. Now, my dear friend, if you are seeing the overall trend, this year communication has won out of all the management chapters. You will see the communication question in 1 marker, 2 marker also, they are coming in the subjective marking as well. So again, communication, define just what communication is all about, define how effective communication is different from journal form of communication, and then you could have tell directly that why there are certain barriers are there. You could have also explained this particular concept by our different examples. Okay, and then at the end you could have just described that how a manager is playing an important role under providing I would say solution to such barriers. So this is really very important. So this we have covered holistically under your EduTap course as well. Question number 5. People and organization are resistant to change. Describe measures to eradicate it. Now, my dear friend, if you are reading model question and answer which we have provided chapter wise, and if you open your organizational change chapter, my dear friend, this is the exact question which we have provided you under the model question and answer. And if you are doubting my knowledge, you could have easily opened this chapter and see it by yourself as well. So again, I have just started this particular question with a very popular adage, and this particular adage means that it's a very important saying in the business world. And according to Kotler and Sigisnier, that there are 6 crucial techniques via which you can overcome the resistance which is shown by your employees. So these are certain values or certain methods via which you can overcome your change. Now this is the exact question which I am talking about. You could have easily trusted us, and you could have easily gained those particular crucial marks in your exam. Coming to the last question, again this was a very easy question according to me. We all know that CBDC, blockchain. We also have Dogecoin, which are very much in the news. So RBI is just picking out topics from the current affairs and they are just linking it to their own domain. For example, if they are picking up for TLROs, then they are just asking you because it's of their domain. Then they are taking up your blockchain. Blockchain is a very famous topic, we all know, and that blockchain is disrupting banking, that how banking is disrupted. So we all know that blockchain has been used by many companies of late to make sure that the banking activities can be increased. For example, ICICI, if I'm not wrong, they are using blockchain in their own banking activities. So first, I would have just described that what blockchain is all about, what is the current scope of blockchain, and then I could have easily transferred the weight of my question towards how blockchain can be used in my banking. You can use blockchain under ease of payment. You can use blockchain under reducing cost of clearance and settlement. You can also use blockchain under time saving. Traditional versus modern lending can also be solved via blockchain. Now, again, there is a very important parameter that there is no answer which is next to perfect. So you could have easily discussed about neobanks. We all know that neobanks these days are also using blockchains. We could have also discussed, you could have also, I would say, used the concept of blockchain under CBDC. And the same thing has been discussed under our notes as well, that what is blockchain, what is cryptocurrency, and how they are currently ruled out, or how what are the current regulations. So this is your exact picture which has been taken from your fintech chapter of finance. So overall, if you see, I would have said that so that's the end of this particular video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this particular video, and do let me know your total score in the objective section, that out of 50 marks how much you were able to get, because the paper level was easy to moderate only, right? Now before I end this particular video, a short and a small information related to those students who are looking to buy EduTap RBI Grade B courses. So you have to just go on EduTap website, click on RBI Grade B courses. Once you click on this course, you will get to know that what we are providing. For example, for the current year of 2025, we are providing you RBI Grade B plus Bank Mahapak. This will basically help you to prepare for RBI and for banking exams. We are also providing you a starter pack. We are also providing you a test series. Test series is all about MCQs, MCQs, and MCQs. So if you want to practice, test series is a good option for you. And yes, our flagship courses are RBI Grade B Gold and Silver course. In the Gold course, you will get all the things related to phase 1, phase 2, and for interview. And for Silver, you will only get the phase 2 material and the interview material. Okay, and you can visit our website if you want to get the details of all the discounts which we are running from time to time. Now if I go back to the PPT, if you still have any doubts, you can mail us on hello@edutap.co.in, or you can call us on this number also, which is 8146207241, from 9 to 6 p.m. That's it. Have a good day ahead. Thank you very much.